What if I told you that darkness isn't just the absence of light? What if darkness is alive? These are not campfire stories. These are not Hollywood scripts. These are real accounts from real people across America who came face to face with something they still can't explain. 7 encounters, 7 nights, 7 moments that shattered everything these people believed about the world they live in. If you're watching this alone right now, maybe turn on a light. Smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and do not go anywhere. Because by story number 4, you're going to question whether you should ever sleep with your window open again. Let's begin.
Marcus was a hunter, had been since he was 8 years old. He knew the woods behind his property the way most people know their own living room. So when he set up his deer stand at 11 p.m. on a cold October night, he wasn't afraid. He should have been. For the first 2 hours, everything was normal. Crickets, wind, the distant hoot of an owl. Marcus sat still, patient like he always did. Then, the crickets stopped. Every hunter knows what that means. Something is out there, something big enough to silence the entire forest. Marcus raised his rifle, clicked on his thermal scope, scanned the tree line slowly, left, right, and then he saw it. A figure, standing at the edge of the woods, roughly human-shaped, but wrong. The proportions were off, the arms hung too low, and it was just standing there, motionless, staring directly at him. Marcus froze. His finger hovered over the trigger. He told himself it was another hunter. Had to be. But then it tilted its head, slowly, like it was curious about him. Marcus descended from that stand faster than he ever had in his life. He didn't look back. He didn't stop running until he was inside his house with every single light blazing. He went back the next morning, in the daylight, with his neighbor and his dog. The dog refused to enter the tree line, and at the exact spot where the figure had stood, the grass was flattened in a perfect circle. No tracks, no footprints, no explanation. Marcus never hunted that property at night again.
Sarah was a single mom, 2 kids, small house on a quiet street in the suburbs of Chicago. Completely ordinary life. Until 2:47 a.m. on a Wednesday night in February. She was woken up by knocking, not at her front door, not at a window, from beneath her bedroom floor. She sat up, convinced she was dreaming. Then it came again, slow, deliberate, 3 knocks, like someone announcing themselves. Sarah grabbed her phone, called 911. Officers arrived within 6 minutes and searched the crawl space beneath her home. They found disturbed soil, drag marks in the dirt, and a small, worn piece of cloth, like something torn from clothing, pressed against the underside of her bedroom floor, directly beneath where she slept. The case was never solved. No intruder was ever found, but Sarah noticed something when she reviewed her home security footage from that night. At 2:44 a.m., 3 minutes before the knocking began, a figure had walked slowly down her street, stopped directly in front of her house, looked up at her bedroom window, and smiled. Sarah moved within the month. She doesn't talk about it much, but she told one friend, "Whatever it was, it knew exactly where I slept."
Derek was driving cross-country, solo road trip, Interstate 40 through New Mexico, one of the most desolate stretches of highway in the entire United States. It was 1 a.m., pitch black outside, no other cars for miles. Then his headlights caught something on the side of the road. A woman, standing alone. No car nearby, no phone light, just standing there in the dark in a white dress, arms at her sides. Derek's first instinct was to help. He slowed down, rolled the window. "You need help, ma'am?" She turned to look at him, and in the pale light of his dashboard, her expression didn't change. No relief, no fear, nothing. Just blank. She said only 4 words. "I've been waiting here." Something in Derek's gut twisted. He hit the gas, drove 10 miles before his heart rate dropped below terrifying. When he told this story online, 3 other drivers responded in the comments. All 3 had seen the same woman, same dress, same stretch of highway, same 4 words. The earliest account was from 2009, and the most recent, 3 weeks ago.
The Patterson family had just moved into their dream home. 4 bedrooms, big yard, quiet Georgia countryside. Their 7-year-old daughter Lily had trouble sleeping the first few weeks. She kept coming into her parents' room saying someone was watching her. Parents did what parents do. Checked under the bed, checked the closet, showed her the room was empty, left a nightlight on. But Lily kept insisting. "The man at the window watches me, Daddy. He waves at me." The window in Lily's room was on the 2nd floor. Her father, convinced it was childhood imagination, set up a simple baby monitor camera in her room one night, just to ease his own mind. At 3:18 a.m., he reviewed the footage. Lily was asleep. The room was still. And then, slowly, from the bottom corner of the window, a hand appeared, pressing against the glass, followed by a face, a man, pressed flat against the 2nd floor window, looking in. Police were called immediately. They found a homemade wooden ladder lying in the grass below Lily's window. The man was never identified, but when investigators asked Lily to describe him, she said he looked sad, like he just wanted someone to see him. That detail haunted every officer on the case.
A couple in Portland had just had their first baby. Beautiful little boy, 3 months old. At 3 a.m., the mother woke to sounds coming through the baby monitor. Not crying, whispering. She assumed it was interference, radio signal. Static picking up a neighbor's phone call. She lay back down. Then she heard it clearly. A low voice coming from her son's room saying, "I can see you sleeping." She screamed. Her husband ran to the nursery. The room was empty. The baby was fine, peacefully asleep. They called police, filed a report, checked every inch of the house. When the tech officer reviewed the monitor, it had been remotely accessed. Someone had hacked into their baby monitor's Wi-Fi connection and was speaking directly through the speaker into their infant's room. This is not supernatural. This is real. And it happens more than you know. Across America, thousands of families use baby monitors that can be hacked from anywhere in the world. Whoever was watching that baby was watching through a camera. They never found who it was.
Six college friends, spring break, 5 days hiking the Appalachian Trail through Virginia. Phones off, worries left behind, just nature and freedom. On night 3, deep in a remote section of trail, they set up camp, got the fire going, laughed until midnight, then settled into their tents. At roughly 2 a.m., one of them, Jake, woke up needing to use the bathroom. He unzipped his tent quietly and stopped. Sitting at their burned-out campfire was a man, wrapped in a dark coat, hood up, just sitting there, in the dark, completely still. Jake couldn't speak, couldn't move. He watched for what felt like forever. Then the man slowly turned his head toward Jake's tent. Jake zipped the tent back up, woke everyone silently. They all lay there in complete silence for 2 hours. When dawn finally broke and they looked outside, the man was gone. But at the edge of their campsite, arranged in a neat line, were 6 small stones, one for each of them.
James was a skeptic, a science teacher. Didn't believe in ghosts, didn't believe in the paranormal. He prided himself on rational thinking. Then he started sleepwalking. At least, that's what he thought. He would wake up exhausted, sometimes in different rooms, once outside on his porch in the middle of January. His doctor said it was stress, prescribed better sleep habits. James accepted that, until he set up a camera. What James saw on that footage, what he described to the few people he shared this with, was not sleepwalking. He was standing in his living room, in the dark, at 3 a.m., standing completely still, facing the corner of the room, for 2 hours. And here is the part that broke him. At one point, he turned around, eyes open, staring directly into the camera he had forgotten he'd set up. Then he smiled and walked back to bed. James says he has no memory of any of it. He no longer lives in that house, and he's never, not once, watched that footage again.
7 nights, 7 stories, and every single one of them happened to someone who thought they were completely safe. The dark doesn't care about your logic. It doesn't care about your security system, or your locked doors, or your rational mind. Sometimes things happen that we simply cannot explain. And the most terrifying part? You're probably going to try to sleep tonight. If these stories got under your skin, if your heart is beating just a little faster right now, you are not alone. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss our next collection of true, terrifying accounts. Drop a comment below telling us which story scared you the most. We read every single one. And share this video with someone who claims they don't get scared. Sleep well, America, if you can. New videos every week. Turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next.